Big Dark, War and Peace by Rob Harper. Chapter 14.
Angela and I find ourselves in a quiet little eatery in the French Quarter. It's quite nice, and under other circumstances, I would be enjoying myself. But right now, the annoyance of not knowing what to do next is pushing on my brain.
I'll go see about getting us something to eat. Don't worry, Warren. I have a feeling everything will become clear soon.
I hope she's right, as I shut my eyes and wait for her to return. I open my eyes at the sound of someone sitting down and expect to see Angela across from me. Instead, I see a slight, red-haired man. He looks at me and smiles.
Hello, Warren. My name is Lucifer.
At first I think I hear him wrong, but immediately my instincts kick in. I draw the gun Carl gave me and point it right in the fallen's face.
Whoa, wait a second there. Quick draw.
I ignore him, and am about to pull the trigger. Just then Angela grabs the pistol right out of my hand. I look at her shocked. My mind races as to why she had stopped me from killing such a well-known fallen. She must see the confusion on my face as she smiles her perfect smile and tells me it's all right.
Lucifer isn't Satan, Warren. That's Samael. Lucifer has just gotten a bad name over the years.
At the mention of Samael, I pause. It was the name the female fallen said when she was strangling me.
I blame Milton. He needed a name for Satan and decided mine sounded good. I guess I should be honored, but I'm not.
I'm going back to get that food. Try not to kill anyone when I'm gone, Warren.
Angela smirks at me and winks at Lucifer. I watch Angela leave and turn back to this other person before me. So you're not a fallen then?
Oh no, I'm definitely a fallen. The first, really. Or rather, one of the first. Me and one other. We fell far before Samuel, and his lot had the idea to rebel against God. What a stupid idea that was. I guess not as bad as falling, because you fell, pun intended, in love with a human. But it's up there.
I look at Lucifer bewildered, and I'm not able to figure out what to say next. So what did you fall for?
Well, my boy, now that is a story. Back in the day, old God there came and had an idea to create a whole race to worship him. This group was to be a totally mindless lot who lived only for him. That got my hackles up. And well, after a few heated words, I was banished here, to the mortal plane, to live with his race of mindless dolts. As was the other angel who fell with me. He had his own reasons, but he ain't talking. Anyway, so there I was in the garden, with these worshippers, and after a while I couldn't take it anymore. So with a little of this and a little bit of that, I sort of gave humanity free will. The rest was history, as they say.
Wait, so you were the serpent in the Garden of Eden then?
A serpent? That's just what they want you to think. I swear if I live to 1,000,000, and I will, I'll never live this down. If it's any consolation, I regret the whole thing. I just can't keep my mouth shut. You know what your problem is, Warren?
Yeah, the world's teeming with fallen and I have to deal with it.
Nope, that's your problem.
Huh?
You think you have to deal with all this? Guess what? Get over yourself. You'll never be able to deal with them all. You're just the first cog in his machine, my son.
Before I can ask what he means, Angela comes back with some soup and sandwiches for us all.
Ah, now we get to the real reason I came to meet you guys. I've heard rumors that Angela's brother, Flag, is working for Astaroth and planning to make some trouble.
You have a brother?
Phalag was the angel of war before me, but he abandoned heaven and joined up with Samael, the real Satan, in his group when the fall happened. And he still tends to bring out destruction, and where Phalag is, death follows. This isn't going to be good.
I must look concerned, because Angela puts her hand on my knee.
Don't worry much.
The Spiral Architects are tracking him down.
Angela abruptly gives Lucifer a look. Who are the Spiral Architects?
You haven't told him yet? He has to know.
I look expectantly at Angela.
Chapter 15.
Tell me what? I look at Angela, but she looks away. I then look at Lucifer, but he's still staring at Angela intently.
I had hoped to avoid this. It would have been best if you weren't involved in any of this, but now I guess it's too late.
Angela loses her usual calm demeanor and seems most reluctant to continue speaking. What are you keeping from me, Angela? Angela begins to tell her tale, and I listen intently, trying to figure out why she would keep something from me.
Lucifer and I were traveling around Europe during the Great War. I felt that since I am the Angel of War, I should be out in the battlefields to really see what I was an angel of. Lucifer was bored, so he tagged along.
It's true. An eternity of watching out for humanity can become a bit tedious.
We saw many horrific battles, and also saw quite a few fallen roaming the battlefields. They were looking for the dying, to use in rituals or something, rescuing soldiers for their own uses.
There was fallen here before now?
Yes, but they acted much more subtly. I guess they got fed up with sneaking around.
Angela ignores us both and shuts her eyes, as if remembering.
Lucifer and I drove quite a few fallen off, but there were always more. After one terrible battle, Lucifer and I were looking for any survivors, but not finding any. We thought this odd, but we soon found the answer. We saw a gruesome fallen by the name of Balaam, who was killing anything he found alive. When we spotted him, he had in one hand an American soldier by the throat and a German officer in the other. The two men were alive, but they wouldn't have been for long, unless we had acted.
I see Lucifer smile, as he too remembers what happened.
I tackled the fallen as Angela tried to get the wounded men away from the monster. It's the whole no intervention thing, you see. Can you imagine poor old me standing against Balaam?
I don't know who Balaam is, so I can only assume he was a big fellow.
Lucifer didn't fare too well against the powerful Balaam, and was soon in trouble.
You didn't have to put it that way.
It's okay, Lou. It's a thought that counted.
Angela smiles at the now sullen Lucifer.
I tried to talk the fallen into letting Lucifer go, but he just laughed at me and asked what I was going to do. He was taunting me, knowing I'm not allowed to directly interfere. When all looked almost lost, the Balaam unexpectedly got cut in half by a machine gun. The two soldiers he had been about to kill, from opposite sides of the war, had grabbed nearby weapons and used them to save Lucifer. The German was a colonel by the name of Helmut Heinrich von Feike. The American was a sergeant. His name was Robert Buchanan.
Angela suddenly turns to me and I feel her look into my very soul.
Robert Buchanan is your father.
I almost faint. I never knew my dad, and I've always been raised by the surname Peace. Angela's just told me my real name is Buchanan, and seeing as she is an angel, I have to believe her. I am speechless. Angela waits for a few seconds until she sees me calm down, and then continues her story.
After everyone got settled down, Lucifer and I explained who and what had attacked the two men. These fallen prey on the battlefields of the world for fun. We also tell them who we are. Von Feike and Buchanan decided to join together to fight these fallen with our help. Soon, more survivors who had encountered the fallen join us. They call themselves the Spiral Architects.
And it's them who are tracking Flag in the New Mexico desert right now.
I try and take this all in. So you're telling me that my father helped form a group whose purpose is to hunt down the fallen?
I'm telling you, Warren, the Buchanan still leads them. Your father is alive. To be continued.
If I wanted to support an independent radio program, how would I go about doing that? Buying their swag. And how would I go about buying their swag? I would visit the website. And what is that website, Rob Harper?
cafepress.com/Vinland Old Time Radio.
It would be lemonparty.com.
No, it's cafepress.com/Vinland Old Time Radio. I'm pretty sure. I set it up. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay. Well then, certainly if I want to buy some high quality merchandise with the Vinland Old Time Radio logo on it to impress your friends and family.
And pick up chicks. cafepress.com/Vinland Old Time Radio.